What's up, guys? Another idiosyncratic review here. Gonna check out Unique Toys Peru Kill. I can only think to pronounce it like the country. So, Peru Kill it is for me. I guess he goes there and does some killing. Or maybe he's really unhappy with the country and he wants to put an end to it or something. Stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, okay. Well, this is what comes with it out of the box. We got the stuff and a hook, which doesn't seem to have an immediate place to stick it. No. No. Yeah, rhino snort horn. But yeah. These guys have really impressed me with past transformations with their Allen, and which is their Springer, and their Octane, which is called Provider, and they did a really good Blur, which is called Buzzing or Runman, and their transformations were so good that I went out and got their Sandstorm. And I did not get into that. I've tried it a good couple times to appreciate the transformation, but did not take. This, however, is not the case. This is very much like their Allen and Provider. I love transformations. That's probably my favorite thing about Transformers toys, and it gets something to do. It's a way to interact with the toy rather than just like imagining. But it's like these awesome puzzle boxes that go from something that looks awesome to something else that looks awesome. When there is a really nice transformation, it just it tickles me and it gets me all satisfied and warm and tingly. But these guys have been able to do some really nice transformations, and it seems like how their techniques work is that they, or at least what I would say about this one is that there's like smooth and simple movements, and yet those movements accomplish a lot, and it's almost kibble free in the it is kibble free in the robot mode. I don't know if you want to consider these. But I'll try to point out what I'm talking about as I go. But very simple movements. These are already the legs. These are the feet, and this is the. It's like it's intuitive, but surprising each time. I don't know how to describe it. It's like simple but complex. I don't know how to describe it, but it's awesome. And also, what I love, and I don't see it often, is the repurposing of tabs. So, like for instance, this piece right here is going to come out and flip around. And this is going to become the back of his leg. And that was like a strip, now it's going to become like a chunk, and that chunk's going to tab into this piece, and all of a sudden, it's no longer a small chunk and another chunk, it's part of a leg. And that's just brilliant. It just makes me want to transform the thing over and over. It's just smart. It's efficient. That's the word for it. Same deal. There was these were kind of tight the first time I was transforming it. These were kind of hard to go into there, but I just put a little petroleum jelly on there, a little Vaseline, just like a tiny little, and now it's all good. I like to be able to do that instead of filing or shaving or sanding. These legs have got an interesting thing going on, but I guess I'll get to that later because it's more of like more of an articulation type of thing, I suppose. These come off. I guess that's something I could talk about later too. Alright, so we're already halfway done with it basically. This next movement is one of my favorites as well. It's just so... Okay, so there are 2 tabs on his, like the backs of his elbows, and those fit into the 2 slots on his crotch plate, and that locks them all in, and now that they're freed up, they come up, and let's see, what should I do next? Then, let's see, this will come around. It's all black, so it's like, I'm going to make sure everything's visible on the camera. These windows are going to become his, like, hip belt things. His, like, his hip things. And let's see, I just did this. His legs sure do like scraping on the table and making a lot of noise. Alright, that tabs in a little bit there, and then this, free to move. And then that'll just kind of hang out for a second. While we're in here, we're going to pull these up, and then pull that flat, and then this comes towards the front, and then this all flips up and inward, and it could be better aligned presently. Off camera. Okay, so then you align it better, and then this flips up. This was the back of the car, and now it becomes the back of his body. Kinda slick. There's a slot and a tab, all kind of relatively basic at this point, and then those tabs go in on his waist area, and then these just kind of slide in, and that's like his pelvic, his robo pelvis that you know, those robots have. And then, oh crap, he's gonna sit so he can fit on camera. And then he's got these little things. There's his feet. Those will fold flat, look more chesty. And then let's see. Oh, okay. I'm dumb. Alright, so you get him down here, and then these become his arms. The first time I was doing it, I was thinking those were going to be like the sides of his shoulders or his, something like that. But, let's see, get his dumb legs out of the way. So anyway, he's got, to keep this onto this, there are these little things that flip out. And there's a little peg right there, and doesn't make a click or anything, but it fits in there nicely. And these little things are going to flip forward. This is a crucial transformation part, which is to turn that up, because I wouldn't have recognized it without that. And then we align that little tab up with that little hole. I don't know what's the hold up here. This is just kind of sticky. And then we get that lined up more. And then we're good to go. And he's tall. He's not going to fit on camera just yet. And then he's got hand things. Okay, I guess while I'm still down here, I'm going to pose him so you can't see. But I guess while I'm down here, I'll talk about this. He does stand. But these things on his knees, I am unclear. It seems like they want you to just kind of have, I don't know, you could either have them not sticking out, which would make his leg, you know, pose more like that. It seems you could get it, I don't know, kind of straight. But once to keep it closed, it does kind of push his leg forward a bit, so, and you can't push it back. I don't know, maybe you can. What am I trying to say here? So these things stick out, and there's paint in them, paint underneath them, and it's cool. And I guess you could either leave them open or you could leave them closed, depending on your preference. Alright. Jeez, he's a big guy. Let's get back here. Alright. So, in product shots, his legs looked really... let's close it. In the product shots, his legs looked really, really just kind of weirdly shaped, like, but now that I get it in person, it must have just been the angles. I guess his legs looked wider than they were thick, which is kind of like a strip of tape. They felt kind of tapey, and I guess he kind of still see that still, but it's a lot less prominent. I think the main issue is that they kind of just had him in basic poses for the product shots, and you know, once you you know, mess with them yourself, you don't really notice it as much. His head looks like a nice black chrome skull. It's pretty metal. Yeah, let's take a look at the head sculpt, I suppose. That's pretty cool. It's Lockdowny Jr. And he's got some scratches on his chest there. I guess that's from the movie that I never really noticed. He does have these screw holes on the front of his, you know, stomach area there. He's got two belly buttons, I suppose. And they are screw holes. Yes, those are indeed screw holes. I don't know why else they would put two cylindrical chasms. But yeah. Then, let's see, oh, okay. Back to his toe things. These, apparently these can come off if you're bothered by them. I don't know, I like the idea of just kind of keeping things where they go for the sake of transformation to just make it smoother. But I've seen people put these up here, and then you can do things like that. Yeah, I think I will definitely be keeping them on his toes, just so I don't ever have to worry about having that fully aligned and preventing it from flying across the wherever space. But yeah, I am digging him. He's got the, oh, I guess I forgot this super critical part to push his things up. I guess that could be, that's a little floppy, but it's not really going to affect anything. Yeah, I love it. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? He's got die cast. This butt flap is die cast. It's got this kind of iridescent paint on there, which is nice. I wonder what it would look like if they extended that to more of the figure. It'd be, well, I guess it could be a little too sparkly and colorful. Oh, the tires are rubber, all of them, and yeah, completely kibble free. There's nothing on there. I don't know if you want to consider the butt flap kibble. He's got some springy outie parts. These condense when he transforms, and then he's got these that kind of springs out, and it's nice little auto motions. And this part of his foot, when you are, look how smoothly and quickly I can just go back. But when you're going into robot mode, I mean car mode, look how quick that was. This part is also springy, and you got to lay it flat when you push it in and pull your finger out real fast, and it'll stay in place from the other pieces, which is kind of cool. It's one less thing to do. These kind of auto motions. But yeah, moving right along, putting this back where it was. Cool. Yeah, I did forget this. Also, super urgently critical. These flip up to get a more toe. I guess you got all these. He's got 3-toe system. But let's see. Yeah, I think this definitely holds true to their simple but complex transformation, which I guess cancels out to just efficient. It's just efficient. See, here's this thing again. When I want to pose his knee, this kind of juts out, and then when I push it in, it just kind of changes the position of the knee again. So I don't think I mind it. It doesn't. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's just like some stuff. Just something to take it a step away from really human anatomical features. Just kind of something to break up that human form. But yeah, like I was saying, the transformation is just slick and simple and efficient. And this is the front of the car. This is on the inside of the car. That's the back of the car. That's the back of the car. That's the sides of the car. He's standing on the sides of the car. This is under the car. This is the windows. It's like you're everywhere you look, there's car parts, but you don't see them. They become robot parts. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Love it. Love it. Love it. I can't believe this guy wasn't on my radar sooner. But I found out about him a couple weeks ago, and then pre-ordered him, and was happy to see him be released shortly after that. I guess I'm skipping forward here with some comparisons, but yeah, he looks real good with these Masterpiece style Bayformers. Some cat hair on Bumblebee. Yeah, it looks great with those guys. Let's do a see, look how much kibble he's got. This is like Kibble Town over here. Pets get excited when they look at Masterpiece Prime because they like kibble. Yeah, and Prime's off. Just tired and lethargic. Wants to take a break. Here he is with the only other third-party Bayformer style dude that I can think of, or at least that I have. And I don't know what they would have in common or anything like that, but there's that. I'm excited to definitely get some more of these other third-party Bay dudes coming out. And there's that, for whatever reason, comes up to its crotch. And, you know, you can insert your dirty caption there. And then here he is with his little robotic hellhound. He's a cruel owner by cropping the tails off, assuming they had tails at some point. And this can fit on here. There's a little tab at the bottom of this, and it goes on to his back. It's a thing. It's got a look to it. It looks like something out of you know, some 80s toy franchise. And this goes on his head up here. Let's see, how does that happen? This also scoots up, I'm assuming, to fit on his head. This part I have not done yet. I'm sure that's probably not totally how you do it, but you know, that's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be doing this a whole bunch for my shelf, but it is nice to have that option. I'll be honest with that. And then he's got a hook. You can deck them all out with his with all his gear. And then you hook him up. He's got the hook up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the situation. And I would definitely recommend it. If you are into Bayformers, you gotta get them. If you're into slick, smooth transformations, you gotta get them. If you're into dudes with zero kibble, I recommend them. I think it's like either 100 or 110. I recommend it. I definitely recommend it. I've transformed him 3 or 4 times now, and I can't think of one complaint. The shape of the legs is, you know, if you're really focusing on it, you can kind of be like, yeah, his legs have a weird, kind of a weird form to them. But that's if you're really obsessing and really nitpicking, and that's just a bad habit if you ask me. But yeah, man, this guy is cool. Let's drown him out of a sea of black. Take a look at the back of the box, I guess, and you can see all the stuff that I just showed you. He's grayed out because it's soon to be released. They're teasing it. Alright. So there we go. That's the score with that. Thanks for watching, guys.